What's up, VC? What's up, vinyl community? It's Dan, the Vinyl Geezer, hanging out with you for at least one more video. Hopefully everybody is having a great weekend. Myself, I'm a little under the weather. Got some either allergies or some kind of little flu bug or cold or something that's going around. It's probably because of the insane weather that we've been experiencing here in the Show Me State. If you're from Missouri, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. It's insane. Before we get into metal, which that's what this video is about, I just want to do a little housekeeping and talk about a couple of things. First and foremost, I've got another video that I'm going to be doing right after this that I'm going to upload later this week, and that's 5 records for Topper, Oddbox Topper. So I just finished watching Steve Bender's the Zonkman's video on Oddbox Topper, and it's just a beautiful tribute to him. I'm going to do the same with 5 records for Topper. And you guys, if you don't know who Topper is, click off this video, stop listening to me right now, and go search on Oddbox Topper. And if you feel like coming back to this channel, go ahead. If you don't, if you're like, well, I don't need that Vinyl Geezer guy, that's totally fine. You're not going to hurt my feelings, because Topper had one of the best channels in the VC, if not the best, and a video that everybody saw, which was how to clean vinyl records. His way of doing it, and I still have the solution from that. So I still use it sometimes. Sometimes that's a pre-clean solution that I use for really dirty records. So yeah, make sure you check that out, and that's going to be coming this week. And check out Steve Bender's video as well. Zonkman's nice little tribute, 5 records for Topper. So that'll be coming out later this week. I'll upload that video. I'm going to be doing it right after this one. So, and another thing I wanted to address before we get going into the metal is I've been called out, and to avoid any drama in the vinyl community, I wanted to, number one, Richard Riley has called me out, ladies and gentlemen, by saying, and he commented on one of my videos, and he says, as the oldest member of the VC at 81, you've got a way to go for geezer status. So in no way, shape, or form am I trying to steal or adopt any valor. I'm not into stealing valor or adopting valor for what is not earned. But I'm going to throw some people under the bus for this one. So I hope you're watching this, Richard, because I'm going to throw 2 members of the VC right under the bus because they started it. All right, so I had 100 subs. Yeah, we're going here. I had 100 subs contest back, and the problem was with my channel back then, it was called Dan's Vinyl Channel, and nobody could find it. Like, I would tell my friends, like, look up my YouTube channel if you want to see me talk about records. It's called Dan's Vinyl Channel. So they would look for it, and they could never find it because it was too hard to find. So I thought I'd do this thing where I'd change the name of my channel. So I did changing channels, and then a lot of people were like, nah, don't change the channel name. We like it, Dan's Vinyl Channel, DVC, man. You know, and I'm like, okay, so I'm not going to change it. Then later on, I just decided I was going to go with it. Well, during that video, the Gray Man did a contest entry for it, and he said, sub to Giza and give him some watches. And so I mentioned that in a contest update video, and later, Bev from Clarkavision, and I hope you're watching this, Bev, because I'm just throwing you right under the bus. She said you should call your channel a geezer, and she's laughing about it, and I took that advice, and I became the Vinyl Geezer. See, because over in the UK, geezer doesn't mean just like an old man. It just means a dude. It's like he's a geezer. Like, oh, you know, look at the geezer over there. You know, oh, and the geezer told me this. You know, it's just like we use dude. So Richard, no offense meant, and I didn't mean to steal valor. I'm not into stealing valor. So, sir, yes. And by the way, your channel is awesome. Your equipment is awesome. Your room is awesome. Your taste in music is incredible. So check out Richard Riley as the oldest member of the VC. He says I'm not a geezer status yet. So, and I get it. I get it. But anyway, let's move forward. So, anyway, addressing your concerns as we do sometimes here on the Vinyl Geezer. So, let's talk about metal. We knew metal was coming. We knew it was going to rear its head soon enough. So if you're a new sub and you're like, you've seen all the stuff that I've been dropping lately, and you're like, yeah, this isn't, this, you know, this guy's into this. Nah, I'm a metalhead, man. I am a full-blown metalhead at heart. And when I started collecting, metal was very hard to find. As you guys know, it still is. It's very hard to find. Not as hard as it used to be because there's a lot of reissues, but when I started doing this. So what I thought I would do, and this is as a challenge to myself, okay, just as a challenge to myself, I'm going to go with my top 10 metal records in order, ranked. Just as a challenge, I wanted to do it. And like a lot of things on this channel, and you see on the internet, I lie. Because it's not 10, it's 11. So, once again, causing controversy and drama in the VC because there's 11. Because when we get down to number 3, you'll see why. Okay? 3 is shared by 2 albums. But anyway, let's get into it. And let's start with number 10. My favorite metal, my 10th favorite metal record. Number 10. Candlemass's Nightfall. Incredible. Just incredible. 1987. Epic Doom. Messiah Markolin. Love his voice. And a phenomenal epic Doom record from start to finish. This is great stuff. This is actually a European pressing that I found at Hit Records. And I've shown this before. It's on the Axis label. Who actually, I didn't know this, they obviously support the Empire, as they have a little Death Star right there on the label. So Axis, Candlemass, Nightfall, 1987, incredible. The Well of Souls, Samaritan. What do we have here? At the Gallows End, just great stuff. Phenomenal, epic Doom from Candlemass, coming in at number 10. You'll also notice that a lot of these are from the 80s, because that's how I roll, guys. It's when I discovered metal. And that one's 1987, this next one 1988. Yes, coming in at number 9. Does it deserve a higher spot? Probably not. I had to do this ranked. And you guys are going to, some of you may be surprised. King Diamond's Them. King Diamond's Them. And this is Abigail. What a fail. All right, I grabbed they're similar colors. Okay, this is Abigail. Hold on. They are similar colors. I'm just going to pull out my... Oh, man. How embarrassing. That's how we roll here. This is King Diamond Them. This is Abigail. You see, they are blue. Now people are... Yeah, you guys are laughing at me. That's okay. I laugh at myself, too. I pulled that out. This is 1988's King Diamond Them. A story about Grandma coming home from the asylum, where she conjures up some wicked ghosts in the house of Amon. Disjointed story, but phenomenal. Easy to understand, but it's a little disjointed at times. There's some weird stuff going on in this record. This is just phenomenal stuff. One of the drum intros for Welcome Home, performed by Mickey D, is one of those like things that drummers always kind of used to do. Great stuff. King Diamond's Them, as I pulled out Abigail. But anyway, yeah, number 9, King Diamond. Yeah, he's going to be in the top 10. I mean, I'll let you know I love each one of these albums, but they've got to have a place in a ranked list like this. This next one, 1988. Do I have the right album? Okay, yes, I do. Suicidal Tendencies. How Will I Laugh Tomorrow? This is going to cause maybe a little more controversy. as Suicidal Tendencies would come out as a full-blown thrash band. Not really crossover thrash like they were in Join the Army, where it was like crossover thrash hardcore. Definitely more hardcore. Guitar tones kind of went scooped in this. Rocky George just shredding like crazy. This is an amazing record. I love this album. Suicidal Tendencies, How Will I Laugh Tomorrow When I Can't Even Smile Today. Just a great track list here. Trip at the Brain. Pledge Your Allegiance. I mean, even everybody's got to like Pledge Your Allegiance, right? Even if you're not a fan of the thrashy Suicidal Tendencies, but just great. I was born to be ST. So yeah, Suicidal Tendencies, How Will I Laugh Tomorrow When I Can't Even Smile Today. Found that a few years ago. Nice ring wear going on there. Used records. Gotta love them sometimes. Alright, so that is number 8. Number 7. Yes, I'm going to put it at number 7. Dios, Holy Diver. I just talked about this record in one of my last videos, so I'm not going to stay too long on this one. I mean, it's Dio. It's Holy Diver. It's his best solo record, in my opinion. A lot of people might say Last in Line is better. I say Holy Diver. Just phenomenal stuff. What are you going to do? Dios, Holy Diver, coming in at number 7. Number 6. This was controversial for me because this is a very important album to me. Ozzy Osbourne's Blizzard of Oz. One time, when I was a kid, we went to Mississippi to see some family. And I bought this tape before we left, and I drove my mom crazy with it for, like, you know, the entirety of the trip there and back. I drove my mother and my grandmother absolutely insane listening to this album. So my mom is very familiar with Ozzy Osbourne's Blizzard of Oz and the I from Crazy Train. It always kind of made her giggle. Anyway, Ozzy Osbourne's Blizzard of Oz. What are you going to say? Randy Rhoads, possibly. Oh, and the Jet label. Check out. I love that label. That label is freaking awesome. The best Ozzy record? I'd have to say probably. And maybe controversial for some as well. Some like Diary. Some like Bark at the Moon. Patient number 9. His newest is pretty good, but coming in at number 6, Ozzy Osbourne's Blizzard of Oz. Not going to stay too long on these. This video is already running longer than I wanted it to. Coming in at number 5, Queensryche's Operation Mindcrime. Always bring this up as probably... Now, this is probably the best metal concept album that's been done, as there's 3 metal concept albums in this list. This is probably the best that's ever been done. This is just Queensryche firing on all cylinders. The whole album is great. This is a 1988 club copy of this, as I had the Capitol Vaults reissue that a lot of people had a lot of problems with. It sounded like crap, and it was really quiet, and, you know, it was just flat EQ'd. This is not the greatest sounding record that was recorded. I would love to see an actual, like, proper mastering job done on this. I do have the, what is it, the 2020 reissue, which is not terrible, but it's not great either. But anyway, Queensryche's Operation Mindcrime, 1988. I don't think any of these records, well, only a couple come out of the 80s, actually. All right, and this next one. Number 4. Possibly one of the most important metal records in my collection. Pantera's Far Beyond Driven. This is the reissue they did on the colored vinyl. It's not that great. It doesn't sound that great. But it's got my favorite version of the artwork on here. Now, this is not the original intended artwork. The original intended artwork showed this drill going up somebody's bum. I'm still not a big fan of that artwork. I just really didn't like it. This is the artwork that I love. So this is the one I wanted to show. Far Beyond Driven. Why is this album so important? Well, at a time where I felt Metallica had let me down, at a time where I felt Megadeth had let me down, at a time where a lot of bands were doing just, you know, they were selling out, man. That's what we called it, selling out. Man, Megadeth sold out. Man, Metallica sold out. You know, these guys come out, and within the first 20 seconds of this, you knew that this was not a sellout record. These guys were not selling out. So Pantera's far beyond driven. Amazing stuff. I absolutely love that record. All right, so the next one. Number 3. Coming in at number 3. Which one do you show first? Well, 2 come in at number 3 because I couldn't make up my mind. So this is where the lie comes in. Originally, it was this. Megadeth's Rust in Peace. Man, what a record here. I listened to this morning. I woke up this morning on a Saturday, and I popped Rust in Peace on and was absolutely blown away like I am every time. Marty Friedman, amazing. You guys know that they're actually bringing Marty back in Budokan. They're going to be doing a Budokan show over in Japan, and Marty Friedman's going to play, and you know they're going to touch the Rust in Peace stuff. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait for the YouTube videos of that. So Megadeth's Rust in Peace. The best Megadeth record? Probably. I mean, I don't know what else would really come close to this. Maybe Peace Sells if you're wanting to get into the weeds a little bit. But Rust in Peace, man, this is their best effort. I think it's their best effort. I'm going to call it Megadeth's best effort right here. Rust in Peace there. It shared the spotlight with this. Iron Maiden's Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. Another concept album. And even more disjointed and hard to understand. I'm still not sure exactly what's going on with this. Definitely my favorite Iron Maiden record and one of my top 3 favorite albums of all time, probably. Iron Maiden's Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. The Evil That Men Do is Infinite Dreams. Can't Play with Madness. I mean, what are you going to say about this? This Moonchild. This album is just, it's a straight banger all the way through. Iron Maiden's Seventh Son of a Seventh Son coming in at number 3.5. Okay. So coming in at number 2. You haven't seen them yet. They haven't shown their face yet. You knew this was coming. Come on. I'm going to give you a guess. Which band? Yep, you got it. Metallica and Justice for All. It's surgical. It's cold. It's sterile. It's angry. It's freaking amazing. And Justice for All, my favorite Metallica record. Just easily. This, Kill 'Em All, Master of Puppets probably. But this one, and Justice for All. Cold, calculated, surgical. It's just an amazing record all the way through. Anybody that says, gee, Lars is not a good drummer, I always show them this record, and I'm like, I can't do that. I don't know many drummers that could pull that off. I mean, well, I know some that could pull it off, but I mean, you know what I mean. This is great stuff. Anybody that says, you know, Kirk Hammett sucks, I point out this record. I can't play that good. You know, I mean, it's not happening with me. Sound gets a lot of flack for Jason not being present in the mix. I don't want it any other way. I don't want it remixed. I think it's perfect the way it is. Metallica's and Justice for All. This I found last year. This is an original 1988 DMM pressing. And this was a grail of mine to find this. And you can actually on this, the way this is mastered, you can actually hear Jason a lot better. I'm not saying like he's up front in the mix, but you can hear him a lot better on this version. So if you ever see the Elektra DMM press, pick it up before it goes way through the roof. Metallica's and Justice for All from 1988. And number 1. The number 1 metal record in my collection. And I have to say it. I have to use it. It's Black Sabbath's Black Sabbath. Yes. First metal record? Probably. I don't know. A lot of people argue that it is. You listen to side 2 of this, I think a lot of people forget about side 2. Incredible stuff. Anyway, Black Sabbath's Black Sabbath being number 1. All right, so now your turn. You can flame me in the comments all you want. You can make fun of me for the King Diamond misstep. I've totally earned it. Flame away. What's your top 10? Do your top 10. If you disagree with me, do your top 10. I do have some special mentions, though, that I feel that I would be remiss if I didn't mention real quick. We're already at 20 minutes. You've already came in this far. You got a couple more, don't you? I'm going to talk about this one from 1988. Special mention here, Slayer's South of Heaven. Yeah, subsequently the one that Kerry King hates the most is my favorite of theirs. Produced by Rick Rubin, and just, I don't know, man. I love the tone of this. I love the way the drums sound on this. I love that they slowed down. This is my favorite. The two that Rick Rubin were really heavily involved with, this one and Seasons in the Abyss, are my favorite Slayer records. Just my favorite. A lot of people would say Rain and Blood. It's not. To me, I love this one. I don't know. Maybe it's just the entry point. It's my entry point into Slayer. It's the first that I heard of Slayer, and it blew me away. And this one, I didn't. A lot of people say this is a metal record. I don't call this a metal record. I call this like heavy blues rock. This Danzig. Special mention in the metal category? Maybe. Maybe it's a metal record. Maybe not. I don't know. Hard to say. You tell me. Is this a metal record? I don't know. It sounds kind of bluesy to me. It's blues rock. It's just kind of covers. It's kind of a crossover, really. It crosses all those. It dots all those I's and lowercase J's, doesn't it? So anyway, Danzig, special mention there. What are your top 10 metal? You do a video. Pull out your top 10 metal records. Flame the geezer. That's fine. Thank you guys for watching all the way up to this point again. You guys coming in over 20 minutes, about twice the length that I want to do. I've noticed that a lot of you that watch are not subbed, so do me a favor, sub to Giza. Give him some watches. Press one of these buttons. I don't know which side it is. But, there'll be another video there coming up here shortly. And a little circle with the geezer's caricature in it that you can go ahead and click on there to sub. So, real easy to do. Thank you. I love you all. Peace to you all. Stay safe. We'll talk to you later. Bye now.